In the realm of power, there is a rule so often broken that its consequences echo through history. That rule is simple yet severe: never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. We are taught from a young age to treasure our friends, to surround ourselves with people who like us, who support us, who make us feel safe. But power is not about comfort, it is about control, about awareness, about staying one move ahead. Friends often bring with them expectations, emotional entanglements, and assumptions that blur judgment. When you give power to a friend, you give them the means to destroy you, and the motive, buried in envy or rivalry, often comes out at the worst possible time. Your enemy, on the other hand, expects nothing. He watches you, waiting for you to misstep. And that is exactly why he can be more valuable than a friend. When you convert an enemy into an ally, he works harder to prove his loyalty. He has more to prove. The relationship is based on mutual interest and mutual benefit, not on emotion. There's clarity. There's calculation. And in the game of power, that is priceless. Let us take a moment to travel back in time, to the court of the King of France. Michel de Montaigne, a French philosopher, once had a friend he trusted more than any other. That friend betrayed him at the most critical point of his political ascent. The sting of betrayal did not just come from the act itself, but from the blindness that trust had caused. When you are blinded by affection, you miss the signals. You ignore the shifts. You project loyalty where none exists. Friends think they deserve things. They see your success and silently compare it with their own failures. They think, why not me? And soon, admiration turns to envy. Love turns to competition. Trust becomes a trap. Consider this: when someone becomes your friend, they start to believe they are entitled to certain privileges. They feel they can be honest with you, question you, even criticize you, openly. In time, the boundaries erode. The respect fades. Familiarity breeds contempt. But an enemy, once turned into an ally, knows where he stands. He is careful. He measures his words. He walks a narrow path because he remembers the stakes. One of the most telling examples of this law at work is found in the rise of Otto von Bismarck, the Iron Chancellor of Germany. Bismarck understood that friendship is fragile in politics. He often brought former rivals into his circle of influence. Why? Because they were more predictable. They were more disciplined. A former enemy knows the cost of betrayal because the memory of opposition is still fresh. Bismarck wielded power with brutal clarity, and he did so by mastering this law: use enemies, not friends. Enemies sharpen you. They keep your sword ready. They train your mind to stay alert. When you rely too much on friends, you start to expect agreement. You become lazy. Your ideas go unchallenged. Your authority becomes soft. But with enemies around, you are forced to justify every move. Every word counts. Every action is weighed. This pressure forges resilience. It builds insight. Now let's explore the psychology behind this. Friends tend to mirror us. They confirm our beliefs. They affirm our worldview. This makes us feel good, but it also creates a false sense of security. Over time, we fall into echo chambers. We think we're right, when in truth, we're just unchallenged. Enemies, however, are mirrors that do not flatter. They show us what we refuse to see. They attack our weaknesses. And by doing so, they help us strengthen those very areas. They are the reluctant architects of our improvement. It may seem counterintuitive, dangerous even, to invite enemies into your sphere. But understand this: power is not about emotion. It is about strategic detachment. When you treat everyone, friend or foe, as a potential asset, you rise above the sentimentality that weakens others. You become the master of your own fate. In ancient China, the warlord Cao Cao once captured a general who had previously tried to assassinate him. Instead of executing him, Cao Cao gave him a high position in his army. When asked why, he replied, "I would rather have a man who has shown courage in hating me than a coward who flatters me in friendship." That general became one of Cao Cao's fiercest and most loyal defenders. That is the power of using enemies. Enemies also offer something friends cannot: leverage. When you elevate a former enemy, the public sees your magnanimity. They see that you are above petty revenge. They see you as a unifier, a leader who can bring together even the most divided forces. This increases your stature. It multiplies your influence. On the other hand, when you elevate a friend, people assume bias. They whisper about favoritism. They question merit. The favor becomes diluted. The gesture loses power. But when you transform an enemy into an ally, you shock the system. You force people to reconsider what you are capable of. You unsettle your rivals. You command attention. In the world of the 48 laws, appearance is everything. And nothing appears more powerful than turning a rival into a loyal servant. It signals dominance. It says, "I am not afraid." It projects strength cloaked in wisdom. Of course, none of this means you must discard your friends completely. But you must be wary of the trust you place in them. Trust is a weapon, double-edged and deadly if misused. Give it slowly. Withdraw it quickly. And always test loyalty with silence. The true friend will remain calm in your absence. The false one will reveal themselves when they think no one is watching. Never reveal your vulnerabilities to friends. Never let them know how much they mean.